Well, I find myself to be quite happy today because of two reasons. First is, of course, this lovely weather that's been raining down on us, making this day just fine. But the second reason, the reason that makes this day so much better, is this car right here. This, ladies and gentlemen, is the Kia Seltos Facelift. Now, the Kia Seltos pre-facelift model was already a very good car. All Kia needed to do was pop on a sunroof and everyone could have gone home happy. However, Kia has gone the distance and given this car a proper facelift. So today we are in Nagpur to drive this car in this lovely weather, and we're going to tell you everything you need to know about it and find out, is it really that different? Well, what better way to start the review of the Kia Seltos than to talk about its design? Because when the Kia Seltos first came about to the Indian market, it was nothing like anyone had ever seen. It was a properly handsome car. However, in the case of the Kia Seltos facelift, well, we have our expectations now. We know what Kia is capable of. And because of that, at first glance, the facelift might not seem that mind-blowing as it was when the first time this car came about. However, this is my second time seeing this car. The first time was when the car was launching in the India market, marking its India debut, minded. But now I've spent more time with the car. I've seen other cars in other colors, other variants, and I can say this design grows on you in the same manner. And as a result, this is a properly handsome car. Having said that, let me show you up close what are the changes on the car. Starting at the front, of course, you've got the Tiger nose grille that's got a little bit bigger than before, and you have these new LED DRL signature that actually slashes into the grille and looks rather nice. What I like is that Kia has continued to use these knurled finishing on this chrome accent around the grille that continues to give it the premium touch. And what is also continued is the tube-like element in the fog lamp. What's different at the front, however, is that the front bumper is rather different, and the body insert color element also makes its way around the fog lamp as well. Now let's come to the side. Not much has changed. The car pretty much looks identical, barring these new wheel designs. Now keep in mind, the unit that we are driving today is the Kia Seltos diesel automatic top spec variant, and these are the wheels that it gets. However, if you were to buy a different combination, a different configuration, for example, the petrol DCT combination, the wheel design will be quite different. So there are multiple wheel designs on offer, but I have to say all of them look nice. This particular one is the 18-inch unit. In lower variants, you will get 17-inch alloy wheels. What's also different is the inclusion of body colored inserts at the side molding of the car. It might not be very visible with the current conditions and the current color that we have, but that is a difference that you have. However, the big difference in my book comes here at the back, because this is where the Seltos really brings a breath of fresh air. What it now gets is perhaps one of the most popular elements of any new car these days, which is the connected tail lamp design, LED units, of course. What's also new is that Kia has introduced sequential turn indicators both at the front and the back, and they look rather nice and add that premium touch. The reverse lights have shifted down in this part over here around the bumper, and speaking of the bumper, that too has been redesigned. Now the same story continues for the bumper as well. Depending on the configuration and the variant that you have, you get different bumper designs. For example, if it were the petrol DCT option, you would get dual exhausts here at the back, and that looks quite sporty. Well, those are the exterior changes for you. Now let's hop inside and let me get away from this rain. Well, now that I'm inside the Kia Seltos facelift, it's time to talk about the interiors, and I don't want to waste any time because this car has a lot to be talked about, and the reason is that the Seltos is filled to the brim with features. Now, it was already a feature-loaded car, now it's become better than ever. Now, let's approach it one by one. The infotainment system. Well, the touch response is genuinely fantastic. The design is clean, the visibility is great. If it is not the best experience already, I would say at least it's one of the best infotainment system experiences in this segment. Next to it is the all digital instrument cluster. Now the visibility is crisp and the entire unit literally gives it that German car vibe, that premium German car vibe that actually costs way more than what the Seltos does. That is actually how both these units are. Now, there are a lot of features on offer. You get things like Kia Connect, you get sound mode lighting, you get a quiet mode even, which shuts off the speakers for rear passenger in case your little one is catching a nap. And what's also good is that the Seltos comes with Android Auto and Apple CarPlay. However, that is one area that I think Kia has missed a shot because both of these compatibilities work wired and are not wirelessly compatible. And I think that is actually quite a miss given the long list of features that the car has. But why am I blabbering on? I have to get to the highlight of the cabin, and that has to be the inclusion of a panoramic sunroof. Finally, a lot of you guys have been asking Kia to do it. They have finally given it in this car, and in these rainy conditions you can see why you would want. It's a fantastic experience. It's electronically operated, it is voice command operated as well, and it supports lots of voice commands to make that work, and that is quite impressive. Okay, what else is there? Well, let's talk about this redesigned AC control unit. What I like is that you get physical buttons and most importantly a volume knob over here. Now that is something that is an oversight in a lot of cars, but a volume knob is the best experience. No slider mechanism touch based will ever match the competence of a rotary knob. What's underneath is this new cooled wireless charging tray, and what you also get is this fast charging USB-C port, USB-A port, and a 12-volt socket as well. So connectivity is not a problem. Now remember the part that I said that this car is feature loaded? Well, it comes back to the brim with features like Kia Connect that gives you vehicle analytics, SOS calls, and so much more. Then you also have ventilated seats both for the front passenger and the driver as well. You get a 360-degree camera, which is actually of really good quality, and you also get high practicality quotient in the car. There are lots of cubby holes that you can put your stuff in. You get an electronic parking brake. All in all, the Kia Seltos, well, it's a winner in my books already. And also, did I mention you get 8-way electronically adjustable power seats for the driver. Your steering is reach and height adjustable. You have a push button engine start stop. What you also get is an auto start stop function in the Seltos facelift, a large storage compartment here, and an air purifier on board as well. And what's different now is that the air purifier display unit, which was just a display in the pre-facelift model, now supports touch input as well. Well, I need to take a deep breath now because that piece to camera has been going on for very long, and the reason is simple. That is just what the Kia Seltos does to you. Long feature list, great build quality, and a very comfortable place to be in. So without wasting any more time, I know I'm gonna hop on to the back. So here I am at the back seat of the Seltos facelift. Now to give you an idea of space, I've set the front seat as per my preference. For reference, I'm 5'10" in height, and you can see I have ample amount of knee room on offer. Even the headroom is fantastic. It's not the best in the segment, but I reckon 6-footers would be just fine at the back of the Seltos facelift. I have enough space to slide my feet underneath the seat, and the good bits continue here at the back as well, because as you can see, I get a drop down armrest with a couple of cup holders, and I also get reclining seats at the back. And once I do that, this is a properly comfortable experience. This is a car that I wouldn't mind being chauffeur driven in. That's just how good it is. And yes, you also get lines at the back. Now, the large panoramic sunroof is bringing in a lot of light to the cabin, adding to that sensation of airiness inside. And you also have adjustable headrests for 3 passengers at the back. Well, now that we are done talking about the interior, the exterior, the features, the space and all of that, of course, the thing that's left are the drivetrain combinations. Now, of course, it's a Seltos, so you have a lot of engine and gearbox options to choose from. So let's take it step by step once again. What you have is a choice of 3 engine options, and each of these engine options subsequently come with 2 gearbox options. So I'm going to walk you through each one of them. First, of course, is the 1.5 litre naturally aspirated petrol engine that makes 115 PS of power and 144 Newton meters of torque. That can be had either with a 6-speed manual transmission or an IVT transmission. Then you have the 1.5 litre diesel engine option, which is the one that we are driving today. Now, this can be had with either a 6-speed IMT transmission or the IVT transmission, the combination that we have with us today. Now remember, this makes the Seltos one of the few cars that can still be had with a diesel engine and an automatic gearbox combination. Yes, there are some concerns about legislations being changed in the coming years, but as of now, at least for 10 years, this car shouldn't be a problem to drive if you're living in a region like Delhi NCR. Then finally, the last engine option that you can choose is the 1.5 litre turbocharged petrol engine that makes segment leading 160 PS of power and 253 Newton meters of torque. Now that can either be had with the 6-speed IMT or the 7-speed DCT transmission. Whew, those are the gearbox options. With that out of the way, let's talk about what we are driving today, which is the diesel automatic. Now, in terms of driving, well, this is a fantastic car, I have to say. The diesel engine remains unchanged. It, of course, now meets the new BS6 Phase 2 emission norms, and still Kia is deciding to offer it with the Seltos range, and I think that gives it a unique proposition in the segment and places it slightly different than everything else. I would say with 250 Newton meters of torque and 116 PS of power, the Kia Seltos diesel automatic is perhaps all that you need, be it for your weekend getaways or for tackling those everyday city commutes. What's rather refreshing is that because today newer cars don't have diesel engine options, this one still does, and when we started the day with a full tank, we had almost 900 kilometers of range on display. Now that is something that gives you a peace of mind unlike anything else. Now let's talk about the driving dynamics. Well, the Seltos remains to be tuned slightly on the stiffer side, which gives it a sporty credential, and it's a good handling car. Otherwise, the suspension is set up just fine and can tackle bad roads or good roads with ease. Now, while this gearbox combination that we're driving remains rather unchanged, what's new is the inclusion of ADAS driving systems. Now, there are a lot of driver safety systems and assistance systems and warning systems, like you can hear right now, which warn you of everything that's around you. Right now, the car is telling me to take a break, but that is only one of the features that it has. And of course, the Kia Seltos comes with ADAS features on board, and to demonstrate that, well, Kia has set up an AEB testing rig. Well, we've hopped onto the car, to the test car, and we're going to give it a go and see how the AEB works. So as you saw there, as the mannequin came in front of the car automatically braked, gave an audio signal as well, and everything is well and good. For information purposes, we did this test at about 20 kilometers an hour. So well, there you have it. That was everything you need to know about the Kia Seltos facelift. Yes, there are some engine and gearbox configurations that we've not driven in this video, but then again, there's so much to talk about. Perhaps those configurations deserve a video of their own. Let us know in the comment if that is something you would want us to do. But as of now, the Kia Seltos Facelift, at least in my books, well, is the car to buy if you have a budget of this segment. At a starting price of just under 11 lakhs and the top end variants costing about 20 lakh rupees ex showroom, the Kia Seltos continues to be a fantastic value for money car that you definitely cannot miss out on. Well, thank you so much for watching the Kia Seltos first drive review here at the autoX YouTube channel, and thank you for sticking with us to the end. Now, as you saw, the effort that went behind it has been a rather challenging one because the rain just kept coming and going today. However, we always enjoy bringing this content to you, and we really hope it provided you with some information, some peace of mind, or perhaps some good entertainment. If it did so, give us a thumbs up, share this video with your friends, or perhaps go down to the comment section and let us know what you think about our video. It would really make our day. I'm Manav Sinha. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you around.